But it's gonna take a while. You're gonna, swerve and everything like that. You might fall down, and once or twice, just get back up and keep going. 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 Fall down once or twice, just get back up and keep going. Get back up and keep going. Get back up and keep going. Get back up and keep going.
I can't believe I found you here. I can't believe I found you here. I can't believe I found you here with the former randoms. I can't.
You ready for a bracket?
We're not doing a bracket. We've done the bracket.
Too bad. We're not doing that.
No, we're doing a draft next week. But this week, we're draft storming. And with us to help draft storm, Wiz says the worst drafts are Vietnam and Miller Genuine. Well, let's see what Lena, the Geth, has to say.
Yeah, I'm really sad Wiz took my ideas that I was going to add.
Ooh, we can have a war draft. Put that on the list.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned list, because I do, in fact, have this not very readable list. Making it bigger.
You get to choose your own different, maybe I guess army. Maybe an army draft, where you get to pick your army for wars.
What do you mean by you pick an army?
You pick an army, you're like, I'll pick that soldier, I'll pick that lieutenant.
Okay, so it's not that you pick it, it's you construct an army by drafting individual soldiers.
Individual soldiers, yeah. Like,
I mean, I prefer that to being like, I'll take the Prussians.
Yeah.
Can I take like G.I. Joe and also Transformers because they're in the same universe?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and I think so. Why not? They're also in the Marvel Universe, so I guess that gets you all the X-Men. Because they had the thing where Optimus Prime's brain was stored inside of a single floppy disk.
Wow.
I accidentally missed... Let me reshare that. I didn't
accidentally deleted the whole list.
I accidentally deleted the entire internet. Whoopsie! Oh, well, no one will miss it, right? Okay, here we go. Here's what I have. So far, in the draft of drafts.
The draft of drafts.
I have To Me, My X draft, where you draft members of the X-Men. The theme park draft, where you build a theme park by drafting existing rides and attractions and then come up with a theme that connects them all in your land.
Wow.
A Super Smash draft, where you build a Smash Brothers roster. An Avengers draft. It's just the X-Men draft, but worse because they're cops. The Saturday morning cartoon draft, where you have to build a 5-show block of Saturday morning cartoons. A Star Wars draft, where you have to build the cast of a Star Wars movie by drafting various categories of characters. A Muppet draft, where you have to build a Muppet show, including a celebrity guest. A comedy movie draft, I don't love that one as much. And then the Draft of Doom, where we build a roster of the greatest villains from across pop culture, but like in a fun way. Don't pick history's real greatest monsters. And then it was brought up yesterday, the idea of a draft.
Oh.
For beers, I guess we'd probably have to do categories.
Yeah, you could have different types of beers and then different types of versions of that type of beer.
Exactly, like you have your stout, your lager, your all that. And then Ghost Bro also suggested a fictional drink draft. Like your Slurms.
Like your
Slusho.
Your Gargle Blasters.
Oh, your Pangalactic Gargle Blaster?
Pangalactic Gargle Blasters. There you go.
Yeah. The butter beer, but like trans version.
Better beer.
The better beer, yeah.
Better beer.
Better beer, but and then in parentheses, butter beer, but trans.
Well, I'll say I think the obvious one, which has not been added yet, we need a Star Trek crew draft.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was about to say that. Beam me up, drafty.
Yep. Beam me up, drafty.
Unless you have a better name for it.
Nope. I love Beam Me Up Drafty.
You get to pick a captain, you get to pick a first officer, science officer,
Helmsperson,
helmsperson, got
Comms,
your
engineer,
engineer, yeah,
your
your
ops, your ensigns.
doctor, your therapist.
Well, they don't all have therapists.
Well, they all could have one.
That's true. That's true. You're right. You're right. I was just sort of like
You're
TOS didn't have
limited
therapists.
numbers. Well, I mean, who says who is skilled enough to be one? There are
Well,
lots.
and that's what's fun is because do you have to do science? Does your science officer have to be
I don't think
an actual
so.
science officer,
No,
or could I be like, I want
you could be like,
flops?
yeah, you could be like, I want Kirk to be the engineer.
Gary Mitchell's going to be my comms officer.
I'll have you can have Gary 7 in there.
I mean, yeah, I could draft Isis, the cat.
Oh, okay, right, of course. From
Isis is the
Halloween
cat,
episode.
Yes.
right? Yeah.
There's so much Star Trek things we can do.
And I think I had some other ideas that I had mentioned in the group chat, but not like between me, you, and Missy. But I don't know if I had gotten with it. I know what I want to make a mad dash to if I do theme park draft, but I dare not speak its name.
You could also for the Star Trek draft you could pick the ship. You could pick which ship you have.
You have to be able to pick this ship.
Yeah.
And it would be very funny if we all end up with Enterprises.
You could have
A, B, C, D, E, F.
no A, no letter A. Oh, yeah, no letter A, B, C, D, E. You could
They
have
make
the
it to F,
NX-01.
right?
What?
Isn't F in Picard?
Yes. F, yes, F and G are out
Oh,
there. Also,
right.
there's
Yeah.
also
Wow.
there's also a J from Enterprise in the future, but of course, is it the actual? We had no bloody A, B, C, or D.
And did it happen or did it not?
Well,
like-
that's always the tricky thing with future episodes. It's a possible future.
I mean, it would still count.
It will still count. You can certainly still choose from it. There's a model of it. If there's a model of it, then
Well, also, just if it appears, it kind of counts. 'Cause
Yeah.
I mean, like, and can I do the revived Kirk from Kirk's novels where Kirk has sex with hot women? He seduces the daughter of the
no.
Romulan captain he faced off with, and then seduces her after he's revived from the dead by her.
no, it has to be. It can't be Legends.
That's not even Legends. That's like Legend. Star Wars at least pretended Legends counted, you know? the Tech War, the draft. His novels are so sick. I mean, I'm sure they're sick and only nominally his novels. Though I do like to imagine Shatner just being like, and then oh, they say they're real. That it's all real in canon.
I mean, there is a multiverse. Yeah.
I suppose so. You're right. So somewhere all of it happened. The classic episode Parallel.
And I mean, you could pick
Kelsey Grammer.
You could pick Kelsey Grammer. You could also I forgot how I was going to say that.
Adam Scott.
If you really wanted, you could pick. I guess you could pick Kelvin Universe characters. I don't know why you'd want to do that, but
You don't want Tyler Perry on your.
I mean, but like, what if there's like the anachronistic music category where you have to draft music listened to from other time periods in Star Trek? Because then maybe you want Sabotage. Otherwise, it's Riker's jazz.
Yeah, so in Star Trek, there is a song that references Mr. Spock.
Wait, the book universe sacrificed itself to save Discovery? That's wild. I almost wish that they had done that with Legends. Like, successful, happy Luke sacrifices himself to save Disney Luke. It would be so wild to see. I mean, Mount Sorrow sacrifices itself to save the Porgs. But okay, so fictional drink draft. They killed it off. That makes sense. But what were some of your draft ideas, Lena?
Well, like we talked about, we have some overlap, obviously, with Star Wars, with kind of with Muppets. Although mine was leaning less towards Muppet Show and more towards like, what is your ideal? What would be like a really cool version of a Muppet movie that you would want to do?
I think we got to have both. If I know one thing about all of our friends, they love some Muppets.
Well, we could pit them against each other in the bracket for the draft.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. That is the funny part. How many of these won't make it? But then we'll have a tiered list of like, okay, so what do we focus on first?
Yeah, we can just do blank check rules, which is like, even if you lose the draft, they'll probably pick you later.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Especially anything that makes it to those final rounds.
Right.
Yeah.
Boy, what else? That's it. We came up with all of them.
That scared the heck out of me.
It was a quick one.
It was a quick episode. I mean, yeah, really, we were efficient and
Yeah.
we're done.
Tight 16.
Yeah. And I mean, like 3 of that was pre-roll. I mean, I think that like, because I want to get, I mean, Void was talking about how there's something he watches that does drafts that gets real esoteric with it. Yes, Belushi B?
I mean, we already did a Saturday Live draft, so I have told Brody this outside of the show. My biggest regret for SNL draft is I did not draft Belushi B.
I'm
Huge
really
mistake.
surprised none of us did.
Huge mistake.
I mean, if we ever do a redo, you know.
First pick.
Oh, mine would still be Sarah Squirm. Because I'm trying to think, because like there are like genre-based drafts on like screen drafts and stuff, so we could do a like draft your favorite horror movie, or where's the right layout? There it is.
Yeah, we could do the competitive team building draft like they do.
Yeah, or even, I mean, it could be just like you have to build a horror movie with like you have the killer, the final girl, just like all the different archetypes.
Yeah.
Hate to mention something that Missy can't help chime in on, but we could do a traders draft.
Yeah.
That was another one of my ideas, was like traders or reality show draft.
I mean, I think a trader's draft is great, and I also like the idea of doing other reality shows. Like, what's your later daters lineup? We are watching it, and I'll tell you, it is almost a jump scare to have the show end and then boom, executive produced Michelle Obama. You're like, what? What? I didn't expect to see you here. We saw your production company from across the bar, and we really like your vibe.
Is this one of their Netflix produced shows?
Yeah, it's one of their Netflix shows, and it's just like people in their 50s, 60s, and 70s meeting and dating. And
Okay.
I think drafting a little bit off of the like Golden Bachelor hype, but not that format.
Another draft idea I had, but I don't know much about the subject very well, but I feel like we have people who watch who would, a wrestling draft, like a WWE
Oh boy.
or AEW, like whatever your favorite wrestlers from any of the leagues.
Oh, I love that idea. I love that idea so much, because you could even have like some of the formats, like you have
Yeah.
your gimmick format. It's like one of them where you get like Hell in a Cell or hardcore match, or tables, ladders, and chairs, Money in the Bank, casket matches. Exactly. It's like design a PPV.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a tough one for me. Just Draftstorming here, but I was thinking like a Law and Order.
Dun, dun.
Okay.
The mad dash to get Munch right at the start.
Oh, well, I shouldn't tell everyone who I want, so I won't. That's not
Christopher Maloney,
no.
Sam Waterston.
No.
We're out of Mariska Hargitay.
No.
We're out of people I know who are on Law and Order.
Oh, you're not thinking of the best one. Ooh, I thought of
There's so many celebrity cameos, or
of-
people who used to pre-celebrity like days, like that were on Law and Order.
Oh, that's too. I was
True.
thinking main cast though.
True.
Main cast. I've got two you haven't said. So
Only main cast?
no, I'm just in the one that I was thinking of top pick, but Law and Order, the draft itself would include
Everybody.
Everybody, yeah, of course. Just saying.
Blog's secret favorite is Andy Harmon.
I got two secret favorites that you haven't mentioned. So
Exactly. Like, because it's in the Westfall universe then, right?
I think so.
So
Yeah.
I could book Corey. I could get Corey Matthews. I think technically on
There's
my
like-
Law and Order.
I think there's 400 shows in the Westfall universe,
Yeah.
I think. You do a Westfall draft.
Yeah. We got to do a Westfall draft. Yeah. Now, I think also for some of these, it will be. We have an idea. Maybe we don't have to fully flesh it out until it wins. You know?
Yeah.
what about your sitcom family draft?
Mhm.
As in, are you building a sitcom?
You're building a sitcom family from all of sitcom families.
Yeah.
And I'll say a separate one. You have a cartoon sibling, a cartoon family draft too.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, right. Like that Simpsons draft we had talked
Like a
about.
Simpsons, yeah, Simpsons, or maybe just break them up. Simpsons draft specifically. I mean, but I'm just saying. I think we should separate. You should have your cartoon sitcom family and your live action sitcom family.
Exactly. You can get the Bush administration as characters.
Oh man, how about
in both. You can get them as adults in the sitcom family draft and as kids in the cartoon sitcom
Yep,
family
that's my
draft because
Bush.
that's my Bush and Lil Bush.
Of course, let's do a cabinet draft.
I mean, we could do a fictional cabinet draft.
Yeah, but that might be too sad.
No, a fictional cabinet draft.
I know, but it'd be too sad because how reality compares to fiction.
I mean, but what you're saying you don't want to have? What if you don't have to limit it to people who have actually served in the?
Well, true.
Like
True,
I
of
could have
course.
Steve Urkel as my Secretary of the Interior. Which admittedly isn't as funny as it used to be, so I think you're right. We strike it.
You're like, oh, what's the craziest thing I can think of? Oh, let me just check.
I
the
could
code
think of worse, but I mean, also maybe we offer it up. Sometimes you gotta have things in the draft in a draft to get eliminated.
Ooh, and then just throwing out just more tangents of the same idea. We could do your workplace sitcom draft. Although I don't know how you organize a workplace.
Like you have the org chart. You have the boss, the
Boss.
assistant to the boss.
Yeah.
Maybe just an office draft.
There's like 2 new Office projects coming. There's one with like Donald Gleason that's set in Australia.
Huh.
And there's I think Oscar Nunez. I can't remember if he's on that one or if he's on a different spinoff, but there's stuff happening in the Office verse.
Well, and there's the newspaper.
Yeah.
Spinoff. which I think is separate from both of those.
Okay.
I did not expect the office to be this active. But that's the kind of thing that you discover when you're draft storming.
It's very peaceful.
That's draft storming.
Oh, ready?
I mean,
to show everyone.
There's also all the Raymond adaptations.
Yep.
Which is why I don't think people need to feed Phil. Phil's been fed.
Okay, make me full screen. I need to show everyone a special thing.
Oh.
Who's he so sleepy?
That does make me think, do we do a movie animal draft?
Yeah.
Wait, what? Oh, how does that work?
You build like your own Homeward Bound style movie featuring animals from across the movie universe. Your Benjis,
Ooh,
your Chances.
Maybe
Babe.
your own
Scooby.
Air Buddies draft.
Yeah.
That's what yeah. Well, so do you build an Air Buddies style movie with characters from across pop culture? Or do you mean you just have to draft the buddies? Because there's not that many buddies.
Well, I mean, there's Air Buddies, Space Buddies, Spooky Buddies, Treasure Buddies.
Well, I mean, there's not that many of the individual buddies. They're the same buddies reoccur. It's not all new buddies each movie, unless you do super versions, like the different versions of them from each movie.
Super Buddies.
Like, could I have an all Mud Bud team?
Yeah.
I always forget John Ratzenberger is in Super Buddies.
Oh yeah.
At his top build.
He's
Which of course
Santa.
he is.
Oh no, he's not Santa. That's George Wendt is Santa. Who's Ratzenberger?
He's Marvin Livingstone,
Ow.
who's Bartleby's grandfather. And Bartleby is the owner of B-Dog, Butterball, Buddha, Rosebud, and Mudbud, the buddies. Let's see. Because we could do a band draft or something if you want to build a band. We could do
Oh, we could do something I've been thinking about since the Movie Fantasy League has finished up, like an Oscars redo draft. Like, pick who you think should have won. Like, we could pick a year or whatever. Or you can build, like, off of 8 categories, the kind of main 8 categories, like your favorites that never won.
yeah.
So the main 8 is the 2 screenplay, director, picture, and then the 4 acting. The adapted and original screenplay.
Yeah. That makes sense. Or that should have won.
Yeah. Or like a spin-off of that, like the alternate Oscars, like people that never got nominated in a year. Like we could pick a year or a decade.
I do just, Alina sent us a very important link that I think you all need to see because it really will illustrate how a draft should work.
Was there not seeing it? I don't know how
Yeah.
that's
It didn't show up?
It didn't show up.
weird.
That's
I
a
saw
new
it.
fun bug for StreamYard to have. Great. I love it. Well, here we go. Still no?
Can't see it. No.
Interesting. Love that. I could now see it though.
Yeah, it's weird that it's
Yeah, I can see it on the StreamYard, but I have the stream open on another screen. And
Got it.
That's
Love it.
great. Love it, StreamYard.
Love it.
Love it.
We can build our own fantasy StreamYard.
Oh, that would be one that doesn't double the price while not giving enough features to make up for it. I'll be right back then.
Let's see what should we talk about. Yeah, so I got Blue should be here now.
nice.
That's about it.
How about now?
I don't see it on the screen. I see it on StreamYard. I do not see it on.
Yeah, what a new fun thing for StreamYard to introduce for us.
Yikes.
I mean, who needs to play clips? We never have to rely on
That's
clips.
not key to any of the shows happening today. It
Never.
certainly won't be key to... Oh, I don't have it uploaded. Pulp Fiction trivia coming up after this. Well, the
Imagine
Grand
you just
Trivia
saw
never
something.
does deep dives into any... Oh, I see. You just see a blank space. It doesn't even do a blacked out anything. Well, so they just introduced scenes,
Yeah, see
and I
scenes
suspect
over here.
scenes are probably that introducing that is probably what busted it up.
Oh.
So
Now I see media presentation.
let's see if that helps. No, it does.
Oh, yes. I see it now.
So great. StreamYard introducing a new feature made it worse. And needlessly worse. Okay. That's weird. So were you able to see the sheet I was sharing earlier, Wiz? In terms of draft picks and stuff? Or did you also not see that? Because that's very irritating. But here's this. That's fair. I'll take a look. I'll try. Law. Thank you for the law, Blogthoven. He was in Blue Bloods.
He was in Blue.
I love the name of that user.
Oh yeah, Gethard Teens.
Yeah, and they only have 2 videos on their account.
Love
Yeah,
it.
and the other one's a Talkin' Teens video essay with Chris. I love this. Okay, good for Gethard Teens.
Oh, how about a Gethard show panel draft?
I was gonna say TCGS characters draft.
Ooh, characters draft. I was even just thinking.
Oh, so that's not showing either. Perfect. Okay, but now it is. Great. So
Yeah.
they just so what they did backstage is they added a redundant feature called scenes, which is a pre-planned, pre-made scene. But that's just the screen layout feature that was already there, but not hotkeyed. So it's the same thing, but harder to get around. Because people were complaining and asking for it, and I was always like, but it's kind of there already. I guess I could change more things with this. So I'll work around it. It'll ultimately be fine. But thank you for letting us know, WizWorld Live. The TCGS panel draft?
Yeah, that could include your characters too.
Oh yeah. But like I want the draft to be as big as possible so that
Or you could do like a kind of the greater TCGS CGP universe characters draft.
So yeah, your panel can be on the front lines for Sprite if you want it to be.
Similar to that, you could do a CBB, Comedy Bang Bang.
Oh, a CBB panel is a really good idea. Or a CBB draft of some kind. Again, I know who my number one pick would be. Weird Al Yankovic.
I was trying to think of a new idea. I realized it's already an idea you have, but for the Saturday morning cartoon draft, it could specifically be wacky races.
Oh.
Because that's already a premise of.
That's different than the Saturday morning one, because the Saturday morning one is like like drafting shows to build a block on TV. This is like building your Wacky Racers lineup.
Yeah.
And I almost wonder if you want to broaden that out even more to make it more just build your own kart racing lineup. So it's like also all the Saturday morning TV characters, but also you've got your like Mario Kart and all that as well. You know, your what was it called? The Animation Domination racing game, so you can draft Hank Hill. Like, because I guess that would be the question: is would they be someone who has had to appear in a racing context? What does that mean? I don't know.
Well, I guess not just the original Wacky Races was just putting characters and being like, "You're now racers."
That's true. Captain Caveman hadn't been a racer before that.
He'd have never raced before.
No, that's true. That's fair. Yeah.
we could have a pod racing draft with like the 3 pod racers we can think of.
I can think of more than 3. Sebulba, Anakin Skywalker.
Those are the first 2 I could think of.
Ben Quadraneros, Teamto Pagtiles, Ordman Drell, Aldar Beto. Ordman tells a moon. But Aldar Beto, Dud Bolt, Rats Tyrell. He died. Yeah, Rats Tyrell died and his family was sad because they were watching. The pod race. It's in the movie. It's canon.
It is in the movie.
We could do a Super Bombad racing draft where in the spirit of Super Bombad racing, we draft random Star Wars characters into a kart racer.
They should make an X-Wing kart racer game.
Oh, you're going Don DeMillo, Dalton Wilcox, Randy Snuts, Antonio Lambrinidis with Hillary Clinton as a confused guest. For CBB, I see. I thought that was your wacky races, and I'm like, okay, I'll take it.
That's your wacky cabinet.
Yeah, that's your wacky cat. Oh, people say Dick Dastardly's already in the White House. That's my character. TV political pundit who exclusively talks in Hanna-Barbera references. I wish someone would exit stage left if you catch my drift.
Oh, you can't say that. That's too sensitive language.
I said I clicked that box.
Oh, right, we're safe.
All I mean is I want him to leave the screen, and it's not like anything worse than that. Snagglepuss is still around.
I feel like all the things I think of
I
are not
didn't send
actually
El
drafts.
Kabong after him.
Come on.
Let's see. We're trying to think. What were you saying, Blog?
I was trying to think. I keep thinking of ideas. And I realize that's not a draft at all. I'm like Tom Hanks characters. You choose a bunch of them to hang out together.
The League of Hanks could be a draft. You have to build a Tom Hanks team, super team, to charm the nation. You have to build a family entirely out of Tom Hanks characters.
That easy.
Wilson is baby. Because like there's, I keep having ones where I'm like, that seems like a funny idea, and then I'm like, that bench is not as deep as you think it is.
No.
Like a Farscape draft is very on brand, but too shallow.
Maybe it could be like a Sci-Fi Channel network like draft.
Yeah, like Sci-Fi Channel All-Stars draft.
Yeah.
Sci-fi or sci-fi?
Sci-Fi.
Sci-Fi Channel All-Stars. Or like for a special celebrating it or something.
We could have
God, he would be.
A draft for news desk.
Perd Happily is my number one pick.
Alrighty, here's like we did the Saturday Night Live draft, but what if we did the Saturday Night Live characters draft?
Oh, why did my writing get so small? I'm down to do an SNL characters draft. I think that's distinct enough. And like, I mean, I know it'll be a real fight to get sprockets.
Everyone's jumping on that.
Everyone wants sprockets. Everyone wants
Mango.
Pat. Everyone wants Pat.
Pat. Everyone wants Pat.
Simon.
Goat Boy.
Stuart Smiley.
Yeah, Goat Boy. Stuart Smalley. Head Wound Harry.
Ooh, we're making joke ones, but I'm gonna say the one that might be my number one pick, which is Toots is the driving cat.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
Oh yeah,
Toots.
that's a good one.
I mean, everyone's gonna want Toots for
Would
real.
Ace and Gary be one draft pick or two?
Maybe we could do a group or a team, because there's a bunch of those, like the Californians.
Oh
and,
yeah.
The Wild and Crazy guys, the Roxbury guys. Happy Draftmas.
I'll choose from there.
Happy Draftmas, a whom named Maddie. Stay tuned after this for Pulp Fiction trivia.
We have to think of other shows which have been on for
Everyone has to take one. Yeah, everyone has to take one character from the comedy that has aged
just
badly
all
in memoriam.
characters.
I mean, Mad TV is just characters that have aged poorly. So
yes. Just a roster of all. Oh man, his name just escaped me.
What, Frank Caliendo impressions?
Ari Spears and Alex Borstein, we love you, but also Miss Swan. Come on.
Yeah. No, but for Saturday Night Live, just having a roster of all Rob Schneider characters.
Oh, God. You can only pick from Rob Schneider, Victoria
Jackson,
Jackson,
Jim Brewer, Joe Piscopo.
For Victoria Jackson, I'll pick her character from UHF.
We could do a Happy Madison.
Oh yeah, Happy Gilmore 2 is coming soon.
What's that?
Happy Gilmore 2 is coming soon.
Oh,
yeah.
Weird. Is Shooters McGavin in it?
Yeah.
Good, because I was gonna say if you said no, then there's no way I was gonna watch it.
I believe also Margaret Qualley warmed her way in because she loves the Happy Gilmore character.
Wow.
That she lied about her golf prowess because she wanted to be in it so badly. I think if I'm remembering correctly, she was on Jimmy Fallon's show and talked about that. If you don't get an Oscar nom, you can worm your way into an Adam Sandler film.
That I think is true. It looks like that's true. Yeah, Jack Antonoff lied to Adam Sandler about her golf prowess.
Yeah.
That is so funny. Oh, because Adam Sandler was her first crush.
That's right, yeah.
Huh. Yeah, there was a text message that they showed between Antonoff and Sandler in which Sandler asked, "Does your wife golf at all?" And he said, "Yeah, she's actually good." And she has never golfed. Let's see. I mean, because I do like the comedy angle on, like, I like the SNL draft, but there's not other, like, there's so few other shows that are institutions like that.
Yeah. How about your 60 Minutes draft?
Okay, I'll draft Andy Rooney.
Ah!
Can I draft the big stopwatch?
Maybe as your wild card.
I think Phony will appreciate that House of R about a year and a half ago did a hyper specific a Star Wars droids draft.
Yeah.
Oh.
And they had categories like companion, comic relief, strategist, war machine, and then wild card.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
We got to do that. C3PX, I'm drafting you, buddy.
There were people that were pulling from the video games at one point.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I think someone picked HK-47.
Okay. Good pick. Good pick.
Just a whole roster of all those droids that went on that like 5-episode arc of Clone Wars that George Lucas said is his favorite.
Oh, with the Michigan J. Frog General?
Oh, right. Yeah.
I love George sometimes.
It's just so funny because I remember watching that and I only watched Clone Wars. Oh God, I guess it's like 5 years ago now. I think it was right before COVID, and then I was like, a whole show to watch now. But I remember watching that series and being like, God, I hate this. This is the worst. And someone told me that's George Lucas's favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, of course it is.
Also, me stealing more ideas from House of R. They did a Batman movie draft where what they did was it was
Ooh.
6 categories. So it was you pick your Batman, which is your specific performer, and you can pick from the animated movies. You can't pick from the TV shows, but you can pick from the movies. You can pick a villain, and it's a specific performer. So, like, if one person wants to pick Zoe Kravitz's Catwoman, somebody else can pick Anne Hathaway's Catwoman.
Interesting.
And then third category was your +1. So that's like either your sidekick or your performer-specific Alfred or a love interest or another ally. Another category was picking which director's version of Gotham you want.
Yes!
I like this. I like this one a lot.
The next category is Bat Tech, which is not the suit because whatever Batman you picked, they already come with a suit.
Okay.
So this was things like a specific Batmobile, the shark spray, the belt, the Batarang. Yeah. And then the last category is Wild Card, which is just whatever you want. You want a second villain, you can do it. Do you want to pick Hans Zimmer's music? You can do it. Like, yeah.
I think that's also a good structure to try to use for breaking down some of the other drafts.
Yeah.
Yeah. They
Whatever
also
you do, just follow this formula exactly.
I love going hyper specific with it.
They did similar with Spider-Man also, where it was like,
why not Spider-Man, Superman?
Yeah.
I was a bunch of us. I guess maybe it's just those. Oh, Justice League. You could pick your.
Yep. If we have Avengers, you gotta.
Yeah, you gotta have your. You pick your. You gotta get your the Question on there. Question, is that his name?
That's like he's a character.
Yeah,
I mean, also that my Avengers team is not going to have the Question on it. I'm gonna have Condiment King. Though he's a villain, so I guess he might be more like the Legion of Doom draft.
Oh, sorry, he's just Question, not the Question.
No, he's the Question.
Question here.
Yeah. There's multiple of the questions too. There's also
Ooh.
Renee Montoya, who becomes the question when the original question dies.
Well, of course, you know who voiced the question in Justice League. Or maybe you don't.
I don't. I was also eating spaghetti.
It's Jeffrey
Metaphorically, because I'm a
Combs.
phone.
Jeffrey
All right,
Combs.
Star Trek's Jeffrey Combs.
Star Trek's Jeffrey Combs.
You know, Wiz saying in the chat, Thunderbolts is coming soon.
True.
You know, you could do like a
Let's do a
Suicide
Suicide Squad.
or a Thunderbolts, yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
I think-
Draft asterisk.
Yeah. I think an MCU draft in honor of Thunderbolts also could be, there's potential there. I know you have an Avengers draft,
But that is distinct, because I would think an Avengers draft is absolutely... Yeah, exactly. It fits through my tiny little mouth holes. But I think that I would think an Avengers draft would also include comic stuff.
Yeah.
So an MCU one is specifically, yeah.
Oh, what about the BBC Avengers?
I don't... I mean, is there enough...
So-
Is there enough?
I don't think so. I don't know.
so you pick Ray
it's
Fiennes and Uma
The two main
Thurman.
characters.
Yeah.
But what about that DC combined with Marvel characters?
Yeah.
draft?
I mean, I'm down to do an amalgam universe draft.
I gotta get that Lobo the Duck.
I gotta get
That's the
Doctor
best one.
Strange Fate.
I'm
Who
gonna
combines 3 characters.
I'm gonna put Craven and Quicksilver of
Yeah.
all the Aaron Taylor Johnsons.
What if that's it? What if it's an amalgam draft, but we have to make them up? We can't use any of their real ones. So it's like, yeah.
And then if you choose 2 characters, no one else could use either of those. 2
Yeah.
characters. I feel like people are going to accidentally come up with ones that already exist, though.
I mean, that if it's accidental, that's, you know. Spider Bat. There we go. Done. I've taken the company's ability to make money very effectively.
I have some ideas I stole from the Big Pictures drafts. One of them is the summer blockbusters draft. So it's any films that came out between May 1st and September 1st, and they had to make at least 100 million. And then you break it down by genre. So they have action. You have to pick an action movie, a comedy movie, a drama, a sequel, an Oscar-nominated film, and then wild card. And too bad if some of those, overlap in genre. Like, so if someone wants to pick, Men in Black for action, somebody else can't pick it for comedy. Like, when a movie's taken, it's taken.
I definitely like that.
What I thought you were going to say, which might be a separate one, is you pick the cast.
Oh, yeah.
Like you build a blockbuster?
Like you build a blockbuster cast, yeah.
You could just have one movie that's all Will Smith characters.
All Eddie Murphy characters.
Somewhere, Hollywood executive from the 90s just got incredibly excited and doesn't know why. Oh, Will Smith? Jim West meets Agent J? Meets, Muhammad Ali?
That's where you can have an Oops All Hanks.
Has he been in summer? Is he a... Yeah.
Or another one Big Pick did, and the 90s movie draft, where you can take some of those genres that I just named above, maybe throw in a couple more like rom-com and animated and fantasy sci-fi. You can get Hanks in a lot of those.
Yeah, you get like a Hanks. You could do like a Schwarzenegger.
You could do a lot of Stallone. Maybe not all Stallone, but a lot of Stallone.
You could do quite a lot of Jim Carrey's.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You could do some Julia Roberts.
Cruise. Easy.
Denzel.
Oh, then all Denzel team would be really strong.
You betray the law!
That would be part of my Stallone dream team, yeah. You betray the law. I didn't expect those to
another
stay
Rob
around.
Schneider.
Yeah.
That's right.
Rob Schneider in 2 Stallone movies.
Rob Schneider is falling down the stairs. Let's see. We got those. We got... Oh, I don't have a Suicide Squad draft.
Truth. Making copies. Everyone's going for making copies character for the character draft.
Oh, for a Schneider character draft? Yeah, I'm going for making copies for sure. I don't need the hot chick. Was it the hot chick?
Hot chick, yeah. Hot chick. Or
The
you
animal?
Got the animal. You got your Deuce Bigelow. You got your Deuce Bigelow 2.
The question is also how many Rob Schneider characters do you have until he gets incredibly offensive?
Like 4.
Yeah, if 4. Oh, he was in Wings. He played a plane. He was in The Reef 2, High Tide. The You Can Do It guy in Waterboy.
He's in most Adam Sandler movies, I think.
Yeah, he is. I forgot he was in Big Daddy.
Also offensive stereotype character.
Oh, I'm sure. I just completely forgot he was in it.
Because he's such a great actor that you
Well, he disappears into his roles, so when he is
Exactly.
so offensive, it's shocking.
you think he's actually the ethnicities he's making fun of.
I always forget he's from San Francisco. Or he's from Pacifica. And started comedy in San Francisco. Oh no, he graduated from Terra Nova and went to SF State. He's San Francisco. I don't love that. I don't love that. Oh, and his brother produces his movies.
Well, he's not the worst person in Home Alone 2.
Oh no. No, he's not. I also forgot that Mark Cuban owns Access TV.
That needs to be its own bumper. Like, do you know who owns Crackle?
Schneider made his TV debut in a special hosted by Dennis Miller. Oh, I bet they didn't. I bet they didn't name him as a famous alum. But UC Santa Cruz doesn't mention Maya Rudolph as a famous alum, even though they totally should. They mentioned the Lonely Island Boys, but they all left to go to NYU, whereas Maya Rudolph actually graduated from there, and yet she's nowhere to be seen in the UCSC film department. Did you know the Making Copies guy has a name?
Rick?
Yeah, very close.
Dick.
Richard Lamer.
Well, they call him Rick.
Yeah, Rick Lamer. The Richmeister.
That's why the
yeah.
Richmeister.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about Sensitive Naked Man.
I do not remember Sensitive Naked Man.
It's where Schneider plays a nudist who fails to see the stigma of public nudity. Once as his wife is trying to get him to put on clothes, and another time he's at a ball game with his son.
This does sound familiar.
And then he denies his connection to complaints and refuses to put clothes on, even when he gets arrested for indecent exposure. And the sketch was discontinued, arguably because of the risk of censorship violations, because Schneider was actually naked on set.
Oh.
And then concealed himself behind counters and stuff. I assumed they did it the appropriate way
That's
and wore.
That's what you would think.
Yeah.
And that was your mistake.
I should have not. I should have known that Rob Schneider, when asked, "Can I actually be naked?" would say, "You can do it."
You can do it.
Another person who was naked when they did their scenes was Chris Pratt in Parks and Rec.
Yeah,
Oh, come on, guys.
yeah, and he wasn't
Because-
supposed to be.
No, and that's why Amy Poehler is really genuinely shocked when she
Yeah.
opens the door in that one scene.
Yeah.
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 Something you got to talk about beforehand.
What voice he?
That's gotta talk about beforehand.
That is something you got to talk about beforehand. I agree.
Like, hey, would it be
Hey.
okay if I showed up naked on set to get a reaction, but I won't tell you when? Yes. Then it's okay.
Rob Schneider was the spokesperson for State Farm and then got dropped because he's anti-vax. Oh. Sorry, I don't know. I didn't expect to end up doing a dive down the... Do you know what? I forgot that El King's son is named Lucky. Lucky King. He used to Rob Schneider co-owned the DNA Lounge? Damn.
Wow.
That makes sense, but... That is wild. He doesn't anymore, but yeesh.
Oh.
No, now the DNA Lounge is owned by someone who helped create Netscape Navigator and Mozilla.org, an ex-screensaver.
Oh, another draft idea in case you want to get out of the Schneider hole.
Thank you.
The GLTS draft. So you pick 6 returning guests. You pick 3 new guests. You pick a film or show or theme that they build their day around. And then, I don't know, maybe some other things. I don't know if you want to pick funny stretch goals or whatever, wild card stuff. Somebody's first pick will be dropping pastrami out of the window, I'm sure.
Yeah, and I mean, we have to think as a given that the boys are all on it. Are on all
Oh
of
yeah,
ours.
yeah. Well, yeah, you won't need to have like the given is that George Watto and Patrick will be there. Yeah.
Will someone pick our friends in France?
Will someone finally make a GLTS Oscars episode where Watto actually shows up?
That would be so funny. Oh, the bread challenge?
Yeah.
Oh, no. It's not owned by Andreessen. If it was owned by Andreessen, I would have said Andreessen. Do we have to have all the boys, or can I fan cast the boys too? As in, can you have someone else play the boys? But that's never happened. That would never happen on a live show.
You want Griffin to play Nosferatu or whatever? I think they talked about on their like check, that Nosferatu's voice is very close to the Watto voice.
Yeah.
You can pick your blue character.
Yeah.
Oh, that is funny.
Jake.
Electro.
Oh.
Yeah.
The dragon from Game of Thrones. Visery?
I think so.
DJ Qualls is Patrick. Okay. George Lucas is Watto. I mean, these are all great ideas. And now, Void, are there other ideas you have? Because again, if you have draft ideas in the chat, feel free to bring them up. International trade agreements draft. Okay, so like, what are the categories? Like, is it by hemisphere? It's like your best, or is it by like trading region? Oh, yep.
We could have a draft day draft.
Oh, like a fun one. Whether draft agreements count. Yeah. A draft day draft. What does that mean?
You picked a whole new cast for the movie Draft Day.
Comedians of Comedy draft, but what's the okay, I'm like, so is it just you're picking people to slot into the various roles? So it's like you're picking someone who has a Brian Posehn vibe? Or blue collar. What's a blue collar draft? Like, what are you drafting? What are the categories you're trying to draft? Is it like, do you have to do a like blue collar comedy and then determine what the people you draft are the equivalent of? Sort of, how you had that whole everyone gets a free Brian Posehn. Well, okay.
I went up Brian Posehn from Mission Hill.
You want to draft Miller Genuine. Well, but so
Why not Miller High Life? The champagne and beers.
Miller Genuine Draft is pasteurized and filtered to mimic the taste of draft beer. It's a draft style beer, which is very funny.
Faux draft.
I'm only drafting nitros. Nothing
Oh
else.
yeah. Oh yeah, we'd only be going for nitros in the draft. We also have the draft, which is a beer draft earlier. But I would also only want nitros.
Oh, did we put on here anywhere like doing a screen drafts collaborative style? I feel like we talked about it, but I don't think we said that. Because I think it'd be fun kind of way of doing it where we all have to work together, but then you're also competing against each other.
Yeah, no, I like that a lot. And I mean, Connor on the George Lucas draft really opened up some of the comedic potentials. Oh, it's a podcast where they work together to build a like top list.
And it's screen centric, so it's always like it can be anything from a draft of like an actor's films, or it can be a year, or it can be a genre.
And so, for example, here's Connor Ratliff's page on the Screen Drafts wiki. And let me know if you don't see it again. Because I just had to redo the share, but because Connor. So
I'm
it's on...
not seeing it.
Okay, that is annoying.
Yeah.
Now,
Just there where he's out there having a League of Extraordinary.
Oh, now I see it. Yeah.
okay, it's in beta, but I wish I could just remove scenes and be like, don't break my thing. So basically, they go back and forth, and so Connor picked Attack of the Clones at number 5, American Graffiti at number 3. He vetoed Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope, McClunky version, being number 2, because Patrick picked that. And then it was back to Connor and his, because it was just the two of them, so they just did back and forth.
Yeah.
With the hosts, I think, too, but no, just back and forth. And then Connor initially picked Detours at number 1, but the commissioner said no, that never came out, so you can't pick it. So he picked Manifest Destiny, the 2011 documentary series produced by Lucasfilm that explores and critiques the ideas that have guided the U.S. foreign policy for centuries, as the best movie ever by George Lucas.
Wow.
Yeah, it was because it's collaborative, the commissioner can say no, that doesn't actually fit the criteria. Oh, but the veto, I think that each person had one veto.
Yeah, and generally a veto, what it can mean on screen drafts is either you're vetoing it to try and get rid of it if you're strategic enough, or if you love it so much more than the slot someone's trying to put it in, you can try and insta veto to make sure to get it higher. Like that's kind of like it's like a sort of you're making an agreement in a way that you will try and get it higher. It's the onus is kind of on you. You don't have to agree to that, but that's kind of the general idea on screen drafts. And there's some where if the draft is big enough, there's a veto override. But you can't veto override somebody's veto pick on you. You have to help somebody else.
I do like calling it a DeVito. Get your Onis in order.
Onus.
Oh,
DeVito
Onus.
draft.
Onus. A DeVito draft. What? So just movies. Is there? Are those the categories? Directed
Just a
by,
cast of
starring,
all-
featuring.
A cast of all Danny DeVito characters. So you're like, I got the Penguin, and
Frank,
I got Frank,
his character from Taxi,
the Palma,
the twin.
the twin,
One flew over the
the
cuckoo's
junior.
Yeah, his one flew over the cuckoo's nest. Junior.
The dad from Matilda.
Yes. And then I mean,
brother and brothers.
brother in Oh Brother Where Art Thou? Is that what he's in? Or you mean Junior? I think you're talking Junior.
Is that the one?
Oh,
with
twins?
Arnold?
Twins?
Twins is the one with Arnold, yeah, and then Junior is the Arnold having a baby.
I think he's his doctor or his friend.
Yeah, he's the doctor in that one. He's a guy that
Could pick DeVito in Beetlejuice.
I forgot he was in that.
I don't know
Jersey
how
Mike's
this,
DeVito.
I don't know how this would work, but what about 12 Angry Men? You pick a jury box. Don't know who you're choosing, though.
I'm only choosing people from juror number 2
Ooh, yeah, you're only choosing people who
who were in
are
legal films.
jurors in something.
I'm picking Chris Gethard from Inside Amy Schumer. I just will try to draft so heavily from that parody sketch.
I'm picking John Lithgow from that episode of 30 Rock.
Oh yeah,
Third Rock.
I'm picking Liz Lemon from that episode of 30 Rock because
There you go.
it didn't work.
Yeah. You get to choose what the case is about. You get to choose the judge.
Judge John Hodgman.
Oh, I mean, Judge Steve Harvey.
Judge Doom from Roger Rabbit.
There's just so many choices. Oh, I just realized it's getting back into Law and Order territory.
Oh, we could do the lawyer draft like Griffin
Oh,
and
yeah.
David did on the Big Pick.
You could pick,
Keanu.
Keanu?
From that movie where he has to represent the devil and the devil is Anthony
Oh, the Devil's
Hopkins.
That's not.
Yeah, Devil's
Is that
Advocate.
Keanu?
No, it is Keanu.
Yeah.
you could pick Big Law.
A Big Law. You can pick the Southern Bird Lawyer from Futurama.
I like how you doubted me.
I did.
You can pick Harvey Birdman.
Harvey Birdman, an
Ooh.
attorney at law.
Oh,
No, Al
caveman
Pacino.
lawyer.
I'm just a simple caveman.
God is an absentee landlord. Ooh.
Yes, Maddie.
Keanu was your first poll too. Wow. No, I went to Southern Bird Lawyer.
What? Right
Pick
to
that.
box show.
Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney.
Oh yeah.
Objection.
I draft ACAB for cutie. Rejected or not proposed name for a lawyer. Bob Loblaw. Okay, yeah, you could pick Dredd. That's true.
He is a lawyer in a way.
Yeah.
Judge,
Improv
jury, and
team.
executioner.
Improv
Oh,
team
oh.
draft. Wiz? I don't know.
Improv team.
Like you're drafting people or you're drafting improv teams to make like an improv festival?
Oh,
If you're
God.
building an improv team, that one works way more. Okay, people to make a team. Okay, yeah. I like that idea.
Herald team draft.
They don't have to have made a Herald team. Are you saying we couldn't draft Abby and Alana?
Herald / Mod Knight.
No, I know. I was saying I would draft him as the judge in the 12 Angry Men draft. So it'd be a grounded legal drama and then Judge Dredd behind the desk.
Law.
Law. I don't have. Oh no, we do have do we have the Thunderbolts and Suicide Squad?
You could have Judge Reinhold.
You could have Judge Reinhold.
Yeah. Your wild card can be William Hung.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, you have a hung jury.
Not only could you have Judge Reinhold from Arrested Development, you also have Judge Reinhold from Clerks the cartoon.
Oh yeah. You could have Adam West from Night Court testify. And be implied to be DB Cooper.
Some days you just can't get rid of a briefcase.
Some days. There definitely would have to be a wild card character on the cartoon sitcom family draft.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And you have like a Poochie slot.
What is the Poochie slot?
It's the character who they add towards the end of the show to try to get more. Or you can have your cousin Oliver.
Yeah, for the sitcom family.
Yeah. Yeah, I like I like the sitcom family ones a lot. I'm curious to see how far they'll go. Harold Mod Knight.
You know what? I said it while you're talking. I'm going to say it again. You have your League of Extraordinary Gentlemen draft.
Oh yeah.
The literature characters that come into like a superhero team.
I'm down. I like the idea of an LX draft, the DXG, the draft of extraordinary gentlemen. And who knows? You know, the movie made Sean Connery quit acting. Who will this make quit drafting?
Who will they get to quit?
It was so wild when Tom Sawyer showed up.
Oh, we could do a James Bond draft.
Oh yeah.
Oh. Okay, so I'll pick James Bond Jr. as my Bond.
That's actually an easier one to do than many of the ones we've come up with tonight. Yeah, you get your M, you got your villain. You get you're typing them as I'm thinking.
Place. We need a cool like city. You know?
Yeah.
Theme song, yes.
Theme song is so key. And it'll be very funny to see if Wiz was part of it, how many James Bond Jr. things he would draft.
Oh my god.
Screen Drafts has done, they did what was called the James Bond Super Draft, where they tried to rank in order all of the films. And it took them 2 episodes, and I think it was 5 hours per episode.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And they did it similar with the Star Trek movies too.
Void saying, I'm still very confused by the extra categories. When they draft NBA teams, they don't say, oh, I want Larry Bird and I want him to wear a Reeboks and do a slam dunk.
I mean,
what if they did, though?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe Larry Bird would have done more slam dunks if we had made him do that as a condition of joining the team.
Yeah.
Right? Put him in Air Jordans. Also, yeah, I wouldn't pick Reeboks. Well, you do say you want Larry Bird because he's good at whatever. at secretly being the maddest, meanest guy to play the game. Like, you don't just pick guys you like, right? I mean, but Sir Charles Barkley was in an SNL team. So maybe you do pick guys you like? Hello? Ha 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 ha, gnarly. We're brainstorming drafts for next week's draft, where we'll do a draft where we draft drafts. No, yeah, I know what you mean, Wiz. I was just making a joke. I know you mean that in a sports draft you would specifically pick people because of what they're good at, not just I like the cut of his jib.
See, I've been part of a football fantasy football for a decade now, and I just pick the names I like the best.
Do you watch the games?
No.
Okay. I mean, I wouldn't either, but that seems of a piece.
Yeah. You just pick the best names.
I like the idea of being like, yeah, I draft everyone has a nice time.
I just think they're neat.
Can't I draft? Let's have a good, clean match.
Speaking of matches, a Pokemon draft. Draft your Pokemon team.
Like the backdrop is not pulled up a little bit.
Just had one. What was it going to be? Oh well. I mean, there's only 151. There's not that many. Although, actually, even just 151 is a lot. Oh man, I just had one and it's just completely gone. I feel like there's obvious ones we're not thinking of.
I'm trying to go through a list of franchises.
Yeah, there's got to be franchises we're not.
Oh yeah.
The franchise draft, pick your favorite franchise restaurant.
You got your how about your fast food Avengers?
I don't know how many categories we could do, but you could do a Godzilla kind of draft. Like the monsters of Toho movies. Like Godzilla and Kong and
What else is a staple of television movies for the last 20 to 100 years?
I mean, there's your Looney Tune draft.
Oh, yeah.
To try to Toon Squad draft. The Monstars are here, and you need to stop them.
I want Larry Bird and Reeboks.
And he has to do a slam dunk. Oh yeah, we did it. We do have a Star Trek draft, Nerd Glasses.
Oh, yes.
We have the Beam Me Up Drafty.
Yeah.
Where you have to build a bridge crew. Because right now we have 55 ideas that are fleshed out to various degrees.
We need at least 100.
We need at least 100?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We need at least 100.
We need at least okay. Let's list them all right now. We have, to me, my X draft, where you draft members of the X-Men. Theme park draft, where you build a theme park land out of existing rides and have to have a theme that connects them all. Super Smash draft, build a Smash Brothers roster by drafting characters from across gaming. An Avengers draft, where you draft Marvel heroes. A Saturday morning cartoon draft, where you build a 5-show block of Saturday morning cartoons. A Star Wars draft, where you draft characters of various categories. A Muppet Show draft, where you draft Muppets and a celebrity guest. Comedy movie draft, where you build a top-tier list of comedy movies. A Draft of Doom, where you build a roster of the world's greatest villains from across pop culture, but like in a fun way. Don't pick history's real greatest monsters, you know? Draft about beers. A fictional drink draft. Beam Me Up drafty. Muppet movie draft. Horror movie draft. Traders draft. Reality show draft. Wrestling draft, where you design a PPV. Law and Order draft. Westfall draft. Sitcom family draft. Cartoon sitcom family draft. Your favorites should have won draft, where you name movies that should have won in the Oscar categories, or 8 top ones. The alternate Oscars of a year, the Gethardverse draft, the CBB draft, the Wacky Races draft, the Sci-Fi Channel All-Stars draft, SNL Characters draft, Happy Madison draft, Droids draft, a la House of R, Batman movie draft a la House of R, Superman movie draft a la House of R, Spider-Man movie draft a la House of R, Justice Draft of America, Thunder Draft, the Suicide Squad Draft, the MCU Draft, the Amalgam Draft, where you mash up characters and make new ones, and that takes both characters off the table, the Summer Blockbuster Draft a la Big Picture Pick, 90s Movie Draft a la Big Pick, a GLTS Draft, the Tie-In Restaurant/Menu Item Draft, a Draft Day Draft, where you pick a new cast for the movie Draft Day, a Draft Draft, where you draft your favorite meanings of the word draft, a Screen Draft Collaborative Draft, a Danny DeVito Draft, a 12 Angry Drafts, where you make a jury, the Lawyer Draft a la Big Pick, a Harold and Maude Night, where you draft an improv team, an LXG Draft, where you build a League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, a James Bond Draft, a Pokemon Draft, Fast Food Avengers Draft, Franchise Draft, and Toon Squad Draft. And we will look at these again. But I do think it's key that next week, people aren't only drawing from this. This is just these are starter ideas, you know? So if you don't have an idea and can't think of one, you're not stuck. Really big sandwich draft. Draft the bread. Oh, actually, you know what?
Maybe this can be a pre-sandwich night.
Yeah.
Didn't we kind of do? Didn't
specific? Not specific. Andrew from Philly.
Yes. Yeah.
Did the thing where he would post the Wawa sandwich menu and then build it together.
Yeah.
Items that were in the box draft. For reference,
Haha Gnarly saying a gas station snack draft.
Oh, yeah. And you have the different categories.
You got your drink, you got your chip. You got your gas, you gotta choose the best gas.
Weird
Candy.
meat item.
Candy.
Cookies. Energy drink.
I like to call them peanut cookies.
Like a wild card that's not a snack, but a thing you find at gas stations, like a sunglasses or like a lighter, random shit like that.
Okay, mall draft.
Build your best mall.
Shoe store, food court, media store.
I feel like some podcast a million years ago did mall draft, and I feel like it was one involving Kevin from Gilmore Guys, I think.
Apparently it was the Fuckface Pod.
Okay.
Who did it 2 years ago?
Wow.
I don't know who they are, but that's just all that came up when I Googled mall draft.
I feel like also this sounds like something PTR would have done.
It does sound
on
like very
Gate
PTR.
or whatever.
We could have a four.
Oh, I see. Draft. A ball stool. Oh, it's ex Rooster Teeth. Okay. Barstool Sports also did it apparently.
How about a 4 randoms draft?
Oh, they lost the fuckface name to WB. Oh, dang.
Oh no.
Yeah, Barstool Sports did it on some podcast where you had to also draft like air conditioning and stuff.
We could have a friend of Dave's draft.
I'm
Dave's
sure.
friend's draft.
Oh, the Dave's Brood draft?
No.
No, like
The
Goo and like
Yeah.
Goo,
Yeah,
Gizmo,
Goo.
Gizmo.
Da. Yeah.
What? With all the shmees.
We could do a video game draft. We could also get hyper specific and do like consoles, like X-Men only, or sorry, Xbox only, or like PS only, Nintendo.
How about that Star Wars fighting game draft?
A Masters of Terras Kazi draft?
I never remember the name of it.
In what way?
I don't know.
So, like
You
your
choose
movie
your roster for
main movie character, weird alien. Well, there's only 2 aliens. There's only Thok and Hor. We could build a sequel to Masters of Terras Kazi. Who should be in the sequel?
we should be the sequel. Yeah.
Kira name dropped Terrace Kasi in Solo.
Oh, she should so be in a sequel. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was actually on Patreon. On the RFM Patreon, Intern Forrest shared the characters he thinks should be in a Masters of Terras Kazi sequel.
Wow.
She's in Star Wars Outlaws, but
Yes.
there's no Terrace Kasi that I've seen so far. Maybe in the DLC that comes out this spring.
She's also in that Star Wars game that's actually Holo Chess. Star Wars. It's like a phone game, and you have teams of 5 fighting against each other. Galaxy of Heroes. Yeah, she's also in Galaxy of Heroes. And oh, we could do a draft that's just items from that DC Superhero Cafe.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
yeah. You could choose an item from each of the categories. That's a good one.
And don't worry, for that one we would have a like picture of the menu and stuff up so people can more easily peruse it. Because Marvel Mania is just the menu's not big enough to really support a draft, but DC Superhero Cafe, they expand it.
Oh, I know which mall thing I was talking about. It's called Mall Talk. It was a podcast that had Miel, I think, from that podcast with Demi,
Oh.
where they talked about songs.
Yeah. Yeah, I see it now. It was
Paige
Forever
Weldon.
Dog. Paige Weldon, is it still around?
I don't think so. I feel like Miel kind of like retired.
Oh. Oh yeah, they did end it.
Punch Up the Jams, yes.
It was around for 3.5 years.
Oh, what about a jams draft? You gotta pick a CD with 12 tracks of your favorite
Jock Jams.
jock jams. Yeah, that's the word, jock jams.
Pod up the jam. Pod it up. Oh, Wiz also suggested doing a Vietnam War draft.
Well, we have multiple people suggested it, so I guess we gotta do
Guess
it.
we gotta do it. Ta-da.
Sorry, it was not Miel. It was Emily Faye. My bad. But I feel like Miel popped up on a bunch of podcasts and then is not really around in the biz anymore.
What did you do last night? Oh, yeah, you did do the jokes last night. I can vouch for that. I was, of course, watching Games Out of Space Tuesdays on this very channel. And by watching, of course, I mean listening because I am a phone. I was the phone who was off the hook listening to Games Out of Space.
Was knowing how to get around all the copyright laws. That's how you do it.
Yeah, you mail the jokes to
You just
yourself.
mail it to yourself.
And then everyone knows, oh, I did it first. I should get the internet points. I should get the credit for the joke. Draft. Would we want... no, I don't want to do a Tarantino draft. A Reservoir draft.
Emoji draft.
Do Memoji count?
No.
Okay. Just your classical emoji. Do ASCII count?
I would say also your Planet some Discord emojis count.
Okay. Yeah, that's part of why I don't want to do a Tarantino draft.
Oops.
That's Tarantino for you.
You get to pick your favorite feat.
Yeah. You get to pick your favorite star whose career got resurrected.
Your favorite
I would pick Pam Grier.
Your favorite of the Manson kids from Once Upon a Time that got big.
Right. A dumpling draft. Oh, I also like Void's Noah's draft, where you have to draft 2 of each animal to repopulate the earth. So what do you... Let's dig into this dumpling draft. What do you mean by that?
I feel like some of these things could benefit from a screen draft style ranking.
Yeah, I agree. I think these feel like screen draft rankings.
Yeah. Like we have 8 types of dumplings.
You just have like a meal draft. Pick your veggie, pick your meat, pick your drink.
Oh, I mean, something that would be timely given that Liv Moss was yesterday is a Taco Bell draft where you draft Taco Bell menu items.
That sounds good.
So you got to draft your entree, your app, your side, your drink.
Do a Thanksgiving draft.
Yeah.
Or holiday meal, I guess.
You can also pick drunk relative.
Expendables team, yeah.
That's a good idea. Yeah, Expendables.
Oh, we don't have any
musical theater.
We don't have a musical theater. That could benefit from a screen drafts ranking list.
I don't know why I added a hyphen between screen and draft. Oh, I do, because I was going to do that. Okay. That's a good idea.
I got a name only idea we have to come up with. We could do a draft punk.
Well, I'll just say this. There's no bad ideas in Draftstorming. I mean, do we lean on the punk here, or do we lean?
I guess it would just really be punk artists, but
yeah. Or is it electro artists?
Be both.
There is a Daft Punk Twitch channel that occasionally will stream.
I mean, you have to build a bill, and then at the end, some of us can make little flyers for like the shows we built. You have to draft 2 Frenchmen to wear helmets. Okay. And then you have to draft helmets, and they can be helmets from across pop culture. So, like, I draft Macron in a Darth Vader helmet.
I'm going to draft the Daft Punk helmets from the Tron movie.
Oh. I draft Voltaire in, like, a very elaborate helmet that has, like, a little city on the top. And when you press a button, it all activates like a little Christmas village, and you see trains and people running all around it.
Could do a Moliere in a helmet, and his helmet, it's got to be something goofy, Commedia dell'arte.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe a penis comes out of it or something.
I draft Le Petamane, and his helmet looks like a butt.
A mime hat.
Oh,
helmet.
Yeah.
And put Coralie Farja in like a kind of melty Monstro Elastisu helmet.
I want Le Petamane does a slam dunk. He propels himself in the air by a fart and then slam dunks.
Ooh, what about this could make it more difficult than I think it is as I say it. A football draft, but it's all fictional football characters.
Are we also counting soccer football?
Yeah, let's do that too. That would make it easier.
It'd be kind of funny if it was both American and football.
It switched up, you know.
Argyle, you missed all of the Rob Schneider talk.
Yes, we did talk extensively about Rob Schneider.
Yeah.
Including a Schneider-verse draft.
Yeah, and we realized that he's from San Francisco. Or Pacifica, but started comedy in San Francisco. So Rob Schneider grew up near the world's most scenic Taco Bell.
We already said fast food draft, but I'm just thinking you could choose different versions of the king.
Yeah, like I'm also wondering, like, how deep is the McDonald land bench? You know?
Yeah.
I don't think it's deep enough to fully do it. But so the fast food draft could have like a kids meal draft component to it,
or just fast food mascots.
Yeah.
You could have McDonald's. The McDonald's crew, you get Burger King, you can throw in Chuck E. Cheese.
You get some BK kids in there.
Yeah. You have Popeye, because he was briefly used as the mascot of Popeyes.
Yeah.
Got Kid Vid. Wheeler.
Yeah.
The rest. Jack.
Paris Hilton for Carl's Jr. / Hardee's.
Oh, yeah. The Sonic, those 2 improvisers who sit in a Sonic car. The Jolly BB. Oh, Donald Trump signs executive order removing everyone but Kid Vid from the BK.
DI.
Ugh.
From now on, only people who work hard could be a BK kid.
Yeah, the Jolly BB.
And actually, he replaced Kid Vid with Kid Rock.
I forgot he was the leader of the group, technically. Never thought Kid Vid gave leader vibes.
I know we already have a whole bunch of different cartoon ones, but what about your what was it called? Your Disney afternoon batch.
Oh, you could have to, yeah. But I think it would have to be like Disney TV. Like, it would have to be a little broader, just 'cause I don't
A little
know.
broader than that.
Like, yeah, like or like cable TV. Like you maybe get in Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network.
Yeah. Apparently, internally, they used to refer to the Disney Afternoon block before it was branded as the Disney Kellogg Alliance.
Oh, how about a Butterverse draft? A Norman Rockwell. I think it. Where are they? You get the
Norman Draftwell.
Cornflake kids in there. I tried.
Can the bonus
I just do it like this. It's much easier.
Can the bonus category be pick a docent from the museum?
I mean, once we know the museum's open, that would be very fun. And so we could draft the art from the museum. Oh, like a celebrity deathmatch one. Yeah.
Ghost Rider draft. You pick all your favorite kids and memorable kids from Ghost Rider to pick the best Ghost Rider team.
I mean, I would pick Julia Stiles.
Yeah.
That's probably the best one. Did you Samuel L. Jackson?
Oh, well, Wiz jumped to dibs on Gabby, too. Because they did recast Gabby. I mean, my favorite of the actor names is Sheldon Turnipseed.
Yeah.
Oh, also Blaze Birdall's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's definitely a better name.
Yeah. Blaze was Lenny Frazier. And Sheldon Turnipseed was Jamal Jenkins. There's You mean the new Ghost Rider Adventures? On CBS? Oh no, the 2019 TV series Ghost Rider by Sesame Workshop and Sinking Ship Entertainment. Oh, Space Cases. Yeah, that was Space Cases. Neil Patrick Harris is in Ghost Rider, the reboot.
Wow.
He's the White Rabbit. So it's very funny since he's also in The Matrix.
Matrix draft.
Randall Park is the Cowardly Lion on Ghost Rider? What? Gene Smart is on Ghost Rider, the reboot?
Wow.
I guess there's book characters.
This sounds like Wishbone.
It does. I don't... Okay. So
Ready?
Yeah,
Ready for
the
this
reboot,
idea?
he can the Ghost Rider can create manifestations of fictional characters.
Okay, ready? Here's a good one. Bill and Ted draft, where you choose the historical figures that help you write your history paper.
Yep. We'd have to come up with like the eras maybe or something, but
Maybe, yeah.
yeah. George Lucas gets drafted again. Sorry, I just need to see Randall Park as the Cowardly Lion. Oh yeah, Wayne. I mean, we don't have a overall music festival, and we have the Draft Punk, which is specifically an electro and punk concert. Do you want to do like an overall? Oh, yep. Well, but I don't. So many of those kids had horrible times. But admittedly, so did the. Yeah, you're right. That is sort of the closest thing to an SNL draft. I can't find much with Randall Park as the Cowardly Lion on YouTube. Okay.
Are you sure? Are you sure it wasn't? Man, I'm forgetting his name.
It specifically said Randall Park.
Well,
It was just on Wikipedia.
You sure? You sure it wasn't Jim?
John Krasinski?
Yeah.
No.
There's also other kids variety shows like Mickey Mouse Club and Kids Incorporated.
Adult Swim draft? Again, I don't really know
yeah.
what you're drafting.
Well, that's again, these things can be like a screen drafts, like where we come up with seven of our favorites all together as like a group. Kids Incorporated, which had Love Hewitt, who is now known as Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. CISO draft. We can invite Patrick on for that one.
Patrick's hat draft.
So we would just need to get a full list of all of Patrick's hats and pick our favorites?
Yeah.
The Sebastian Canelli hat draft.
Oh, because yeah, then we do have him listing them all out.
Yeah, I believe.
No, this is the Super Yaki, directed by Ryan Johnson. Series of merch. They did hats and they did shirts.
I wish I'd bought some of that merch because I really liked it.
I also have the shirt that's in a similar style, but instead of directed by Ryan Johnson, it just says Oscar Isaac.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that was so good.
Yeah, I was unfortunately one of those people. I think Alice made a joke about people who make Super Yaki their whole personality. It wasn't long after that I stopped buying stuff from them.
Oh, but Judy Greer should have been the lead.
She should have, yeah.
Yeah, and I think that they also had the Be Nice to Kelly Marie Tran.
I have that shirt.
I love that shirt.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be such a weird waste of money to spend all your money on different like merch like that.
But they had some really great stuff. Like the water bottles I still use, and
I was just making a joke because I'm
Yeah.
the worst offender of.
Yeah, I wouldn't know anything about spending all the money at a merch store for.
Yeah, I wouldn't know anything about spending money on obscure things.
Well, thank you for blog because your buying merch helped me buy the merch. You helped fund my buying the merch.
They're putting my kids through college.
They have a Nuvi shirt. Super Yaki did a Nuvi collab.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, because they did a Maria Menounos, like it was like come early for Maria Menounos merch, and then she found out about it obviously, and she was really excited.
I also wish that the merch ROI wasn't so horrible, but what are you doing in StreamYard?
Grand Trivia draft.
Well, like I'd rather it wouldn't be new movies without Nuvi. They also have Nuvi trivia shirts and everything.
Super Yaki also does collabs with Mubi.
Of course they do. They do. I wonder if Super Yaki knows the Cineast cow.
Probably.
That's not what.
They're based in LA now. They used to be based in Texas, and then they moved to LA a couple years ago.
Oh, good. That makes more sense with who their audience is.
Yeah. I think you can go to their physical store sometimes, and every once in a while they do like a yard sale.
Oh, cool. Yeah, Super Yaki. I didn't realize. So yeah, I heard about them around the time of that Last Jedi stuff.
Yeah.
You got? How about your Saturday Night Live bees draft? Just the bees.
But how many bees are there?
Well, I guess we choose any cast member to be a bee, whether they were already a bee or not. Don't put it on the list. I was just making up stuff.
Oh, I'm not. I'm just getting annoyed at the needless scenes that was clearly added because someone reminded them they had promised to do it in the StreamYard group this week, and all of a sudden it's out, and it doesn't work right.
Argyle, you probably also know Super Yaki from their The Mummy
Yeah.
bumper sticker, which was like, honk if you'd rather be watching The Mummy from 1999. I'm trying to remember what the whole...
It's a honk if you'd rather be watching the 1999 cinematic masterpiece The Mummy, starring Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz.
What about Dark Universe draft?
What? Most of the movies didn't happen.
I mean, that's not going to stop me.
I just love that response. That's not going to stop me.
From doing a draft.
Oh, these stickers are cool. They have a Be Kind Rewind. Ask me about the cult classic film Ravenous.
Mm-hmm. If you haven't yet, you should look in the private chat, Phony.
I haven't.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, no, it's time.
You despaired. Oh, my God.
You bullied him. Just like
I know,
Patrick.
it's all my fault.
Just like Patrick got booted.
I should also say I really love Alice a lot, and I wish she was around more. And I was just making a joke. But I did also realize I had a lot of t-shirts rather than like other kind of clothes. I needed to diversify.
What I've been doing, and actually I haven't bought it yet, is I posted Discord that they have the new How This Get Made graphic with Zooks disconnect the Discord.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting a lot of magnets. I think magnets are the way to go for a lot of designs.
Yeah.
I like having magnets of things now instead of all these shirts.
I'm trying to remember what HGTGM had a new theme for their tour. I'm trying to remember what it was.
I am not aware of this.
Yeah. I think they're doing it's a mini tour.
Yes, and June won't be there. Because she booked work in Hollyweird.
Always working.
She's working. You're still muted, intern Cineast.
That's okay. What I have to say isn't as important as you, Flu.
Never. It certainly isn't. Hello, everyone. Coming up next is Pulp Fiction trivia. Ow.
We're so excited.
Also, if you're on TikTok, like my travelogue where I return to Los Angeles. It's also on YouTube and Instagram, so be sure to like and subscribe, and don't forget to smash that subscribe button.
But speaking of smashing, Alina the Gath and Blogtoven, I would love to hear your final words.
Zed's dead.
Lena, what are your final words?
We drafted the draft. I'm going to go have a draft.
No!